Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to episode 13 of Crafty Craft Season 2. So I'm back, guys. I've done a bit of work in between episodes here. As you can see, I've cleared out a new room. Well, not technically a new room. This is the access tunnel. You remember before we had the thermal towers, which is here. This room, which still has a screen that isn't being used. Also brine filled up in between when I last checked in with this. Yeah, so did the water and the tanks and everything there, and power at the back there as well. So we had that, we had the mine, we had the ground floor and the first floor, which is the house. We also had the access tunnel, which if you remember, originally just went out over here and was this kind of area here. Like that area here, went out to here and everything. What I want to do though, is I want to now build all my applied energistic stuff down here. So all my actual my crafting machines may still go upstairs, or they might become a manual machines and all processing. I'm not entirely sure. I'll see how much space I have and how many machines I need to automate. But to start with, I want to place a controller right here. And actually, that's not even close to being centered, so I'm going to move that. Sure, we'll say here. That seems more centered. Roughly, maybe here-ish. There we go, that looks about right. And then the reason for that is I want to do a nice poke in the middle here. And that point there will actually have got a normal terminal, a crafting terminal. It will have a normal terminal eventually, but I need to make use of the crafting table in here, which I can do. Like that. Make a fluid terminal. So then I can break this. Be wary when you break the terminals, it will also break the cable at the back. The cable at the back of the terminal also determines what colour the terminal will be. So just bear that in mind. For most of the things you won't really care. Although you might care for things like the illumination panels, which act as the lights, which we will be making use of in here. I want to put maybe one here, like one in each corner maybe. I don't know. We'll have a look and see. The next thing I want to do now is make use of, well, first of all mention, at the top of the screen there, you'll see it says 1 out of 8 channels. Each device on the network that requires a data connection, like the terminal requires data connection, each drive requires a data connection. All the different things that require or either interact with the items or fluids or whatever need a data connection, which is a channel. There's 8 channels on the cable. If you connect more than 8, one of the devices won't work. Which is why I made these dense cables here. So I want a dense cable coming off either side of the controller. Each side of the controller can output 32 channels. So as you can see there already, that's, you know, possibility for 64 channels just from this, the 2 lines going off, plus the 8 channels here, well 7 channels now. And then I can split off into little ones here. That little one there will go to some ME drives, which will go like that and that. I don't need to put a cable on that one as it connects through that drive. Any full block ME thing that requires data, and any ME device that has data connection and that is a full block will share the data. It'll act as a cable between the other devices. So the reason for the disk drive is so you can put in the different disks, like so. And then down there, and that one there can be the fluid ones, like that. What I also like to do, it doesn't matter, but I like to just separate them out so it looks a bit more like a server rack. it'll feed them in that direction. So that'll be the last cell that gets filled. I'm actually going to put it like that. There we go. And now at the moment you'll notice there's no lights on there. That's off. They contain 0 AE out of 8 AE. AE. So, and also up here, what's this block here all about? What's above this block? Because if there's something above here, what I will do is I will very quickly make the energy acceptor, which is another way you can put energy into the AE network. Yeah, no, I don't want to be running a cable there. If it was directly under a wall or something like that, fine, but it's not. So what I'll do, come in here, grab a point, and then I'm actually going to come into here, network selections, and for now I'm going to put it on main power network, but eventually that'll have its own network. It'll have its own AE2 network. But there we go. So now, as you can see, I can now actually store items in here. Like so. Very nice. Look at that. I like it. Yes. Perfect. You'll notice some options at the side here. I can sort by item name, the number of items, or the mod. I'm going to actually sort by number of items. You can switch between what's craftable, what's stored, or both. You can toggle which direction, so you can have the most number of items at the bottom if you wanted. I like to do I think it's JEI synchronized keep, I think. So if I type in here, no, if I type in here, for instance, say interface, it'll show up at the side here as well. And again, then I can actually, if I have the items, oh, this isn't a crafting one, so I can't. But yeah, you can also interact with it just like it was a normal crafting. And you can also see the crafting status from any terminal as well. So as you can see, there's still a few terminals here that I haven't put on yet. One of them's a pattern terminal, which can go there. And another terminal that needs to go down with a normal cable, right there, is my interface terminal. The interface one shows me all connected interfaces on the network, which is how you get machines to be auto-craftable. They'll be needing a lot of these interfaces, as well as running a dense cable upstairs to where the machines are. What I do also want to do, though, is I do want to get my crafting one, is right here. Temporarily, let me just stick a hook me off there like that. There we go. And what I want to do is I want to make some different coloured cables. And you might wonder why. I want to make some light blue cable. I want to make some magenta cable. I want to make some red cables. And there's a reason for this. Other than looking cool, they don't really serve any purpose. One thing I do want to see though is if I teach it, yes, it is going to actually remember the colour, which is nice. I was hoping it would. There we go, yeah. Now I can pull out smart cable. I can pull out some blue smart cable. Now, at the first, you might notice that all these are purple. As I mentioned earlier, the colour of cable on the back determines what the colour of the terminal is. You know, if that's blue there, whereas if I was to connect this to a normal cable, say this cable here, it's purple. The normal cable is purple, or Fluix. And then obviously different coloured cables connect to Fluix but do not connect to each other. There we go, so I can now access my fluids. As you can notice, says number of items. It's meant to be number of fluids, but fluid terminal there is nothing, whereas items in there, yes. What I can do though now is I should be able to grab things like tanks and something else actually out of here, which is a fluid storage bus, like that. Now this fluid storage bus is actually really, really nifty. And the reason I'm doing it for this fluid storage bus means that these drives don't fill up. Yes, I can make it so the drives fill up. I'm more than happy to pump the liquids in. However, without configuring the drive to say only allow this type, this type, this type, this type, and this type, if I put it in, it will put all of them in there. It will, it might, if I connect that up to my water at the moment with an import, which imports it into the network, it will fill up both of them drives all the way to the top of water, which is not what I want. What I do want to do is anything like water and things like that, I want to connect into the other line. What I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to run this dense cable here and potentially another dense cable at the back, different colour, just so that don't connect. Oh, my thing's just gone off. Why has that gone off? No power, I assume. Right, I'm going to look at try and figure out my power system, and then we're back in just 1 second. And we're back, guys. I've hooked up the cables here. As you can see, I've hooked it up. I've replaced that chest, what was there, with an interface, so that all the stuff I get from mining will now go into there. That still converts everything to diamonds. All the red things, which is cobblestone and all things like that, that converts it straight into diamonds for me, which is fine. I will make a system that I give it some item and it gives me the appropriate number of cobblestone, using one of the energy condensers, or I'll just make it so it crafts some cobble. I'm sure I'll be able to find a way to craft some cobblestone there. And now you notice I've moved that over and put a terminal here so I can access it. I've also put storage buses on the bottom of these. I've configured it to what it's allowed to insert and extract, as well as set a priority on it. Priority means that when I pull this stuff out and I put it back in, it's going to go there first as a higher priority. It's going to try and go there before it goes to my check, before it goes to the storage downstairs. So why? Well, first of all, you'll notice, why did I move that? Well, because there's this machine here I want to make. However, you'll notice something. The moment the crafting recipe don't work, that's because I'm missing something. I'm missing hardened glass, and the way you get hardened glass is using this machine here, which an induction smelter right there. What you need to do is you need to put lead and obsidian in there, but you notice it doesn't go in. Why is that? Well, funny you should say, because hardened glass is one of the only things that, in my opinion, is slightly annoying to make. If you actually find hardened glass, you can craft it if you had pyropium dust, but we don't. So what you actually need is the induction smelter, which means you need lead and obsidian dust, which is really annoying for when this just auto decides to run, so I'm going to set it to high so it doesn't. And then that's that there. And I think actually the enrichment chamber, what makes my obsidian dust. There we go. And then whoosh, there we go. And then I'm going to teach one of them, and that lead dust don't have a recipe, so I'll just throw it in there, and that lead will end up in the system. And there's magma crucible. The reason I'm teaching it magma crucible and fluid transposer, like so, is because in order for And actually, I don't want it to be like that. Oh, actually, I forgot it has orange and blue capability for the top. There we go. There we go. So now, the cool thing about this is I can now, and I just want to make sure I've taught the interface because I don't want to be using the last one. If I put it in the crafting table, it makes a flat version of one. I can put in the same block space like that. Now I did shift click that on, but for some reason it opened the thing anyway. And you notice that it's got the same interface layout as that. Apart from this one is different. And obviously you can see there I've got tin and things, and I need to change back to that like that. Now, the cool thing about the induction smelter is this has a lot of different recipes that are useful. It has some things for 3 times ore processing, but we don't need that. We can make things like aluminum, brass, and we can make iron from that. Wasting iron and wood, but sure. You do need this for other things as well. However, I have a feeling there'll be some of the last recipes listed on here. If I go all the way back to the end of the list there, there's a lot of recipes because every tool can be smelted with sand. But there, things like iron and nickel, make invar. I think you can just throw the ingots directly in to make the invar as well. Aluminum copper, make the aluminum brass. You can make bronze there, bronze. And there's a few other ones as well. But nice to have. But obviously, you can also actually do that, which is actually a really good thing to do if you have rich slag. Rich slag comes from sand and ardite, which is cool at a 5% chance. Obviously, we can increase that chance if need be from upgrading it, as well as some other things here produce it. Compass and sand. All we need to do is feed it redstone, and there's a 20% chance, so we may end up doing that to tell it to keep rich slag in there, because I should be able to up the chance of that. And obviously there's pyro concentrating as well, which is really good. As you can see, cinnabar and that is 4 with a 75% chance to get that, and blazing pyrotheum, which we will look at doing all that, because I think I can do tell fluids to interact with this directly. If not, if fluids can't interact directly with this, there'll be a major change coming to this entire pack, but I'm hoping it can. It's been a while since I've done anything with the fluids that are built into Applied Energistics. As you can see here, there's my little hole where the cable is running. And if I run downstairs here, down the access tunnel, you can notice I also linked up the brine and the water, what is downstairs in the thermal evaporation towers. I linked up the fluids from there as well. All the items are there. Look in here, I've got a recipe for induction smelter now as well. It's cool. Now you'll notice one slight issue though. We can't tell it any recipes at the moment because we need to put a pattern in here. And also what we do need is we do need these crafting units and things. So obviously to make the crafting units, I'm going to need a crafting terminal. I'm going to swap this one for a crafting one. It's nice to have a normal one, but I don't know why anyone would just do a normal one. Just so much nicer to do a crafting terminal. Don't need a stack of them, but sure. What I will do though is I will pull out things like redstone. I'm going to pull out a decent amount of that. Pull out a decent amount of iron as well. And that'll do for now. That's nearly an inventory full. There we go. Plenty of iron, plenty of redstone. Glass. Again, a decent amount there. But fine, as we can make it so we can smelt the glass. Smelt sand into glass using a furnace, so that's not an issue. Engineering processors, diamonds. I'll pull out 2 stacks of. Shouldn't need more than a stack of engineering processors. Pull out a stack of that. Oh, I've already got that. Okay. Just kind of scrolling through here now, seeing what else I can pull out. Stack of them. Few stacks of gold. Stack of them. Got a stack of blaze rods. Stack of that. Stack of that. Stack of that. 2 stacks of that actually. Stack of them. Stack of them. And that. And that. And that. There we go. That's a nice start to the thing there. However, you'll notice there's something missing. I think it's a calculation I forgot to put in there as well. But I'm also going to need the 1k, 1k, 4k, 4k, 16k. Boom, like that. There we go. That's a lot there. But now I should be able to come up to, say here for instance, and pull out, I don't know, 10, 12, something like that. I'm looking at, there we go, 3 more like that. Clear the crafting table there. 15 of them. Yes. Now what I need to do is I now want to make different ones of these. So what I like to do is, for some reason, I don't have any 64Ks at the moment, do I? So I actually need to make some 64K processors. Oh, I'm missing something though. Quartz glass. Well, I could do that, or I could just pull it out of here and put it in. There we go. Quartz glass. I'm going to make 3. I think I decided 3, didn't I? No, I decided 4 of them. Like that. If I pull the 4 of them in there, 4 of them there, that's 4 64K crafting storages. I'm also going to want 4 processors. I'm also going to want, actually, yeah, I'm going to grab another 4 processors as well. Like that. Then I'm also going to grab these, but to make them I need storage monitors, which means I need level emitters, which means I need a redstone torch. Level emitters are cool. They output a redstone signal if a condition is met within the system. And you, I'm gonna need. I think I've run out of what? Illumination panels. There we go. You can see how amazing it is to have this, seeing as I can just click, 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 click. And then illumination panels. There's the 4 of them I need. And then I'm going to need 4 of them. Like so. I miscounted, didn't I? Yes, I did. That's fine. I can make 1 more of these. And make 1 more of them. Like that. And I'm actually now I'm thinking about it, I'm actually going to need, because assuming I lay this out like that, and that be one module, I'm going to want some more 64Ks. And what I will do is, just because I've just made them, you know, I could. But I'm just going to pull them out like this. Gonna go like that, do like that, do like that, and that there is going to be my 4 different crafting nodes, which I'm going to stick in this wall here. And you might notice something to start with as well, which I will get to in a second. I just need to make sure I lay this out correctly. You notice I can't actually fit 4 in this wall, no matter if I do from there. But I might be able to fit them if I do it straight up against here. And I do 1, 2, 3. No, I can't. So I can't fit them in however I lay them out in this area. But it's fine. I will do it as this, like this. Unfortunately, I can't put them directly next to each other, as it would then work as one. It can't work as one. I don't want it to be one crafting module. I want it to end up being 2, or 3, or 4 in this case. Like that. There we go. There's the ones there. Then I'm actually going to put one here. I'm going to space it out the same. So it do boom, 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 boom. It doesn't matter how I lay it out. As long as it's the same shape. It can't be a weird shape. It can't be like an L shape or anything like that. It has to be a rectangle. Oops, apologies there, guys. Just knocked my microphone. But yeah, I can then now link up this with cables, like so. There we go. Very nice. And nice, actually. I might end up making another one just to go here. But for now, what I will do is I will just link it straight past here. And link it straight up to the top here. And there's a reason I'm doing this, and that's because each one of them crafting nodes, if you will, require one channel on the network. Which means that if I was to get to that line there, that would be 6 channels being used off that line. Where at the moment there's still 6 being used, but there's only 2 on this line, which means I can connect another 6 things on this line and another 2 on that line there. Sorry, yeah, 2 more on that line there, which kind of 4 actually. There's 4 that can go on this line, sorry. Yeah, which means 2 more could go. Yeah. Okay, yeah. 4 more on this line, which means after 1 more thing, there's 3 more things that can go on this line, which, considering that line ain't going to be used for anything else, that should be fine. But now, if I go up to here and I click on this, you can see, again, no crafting jobs active. That's fine. One thing I do want to make, though, is patterns. I want to come in here, I want to say blank patterns, and I want to shift click that. Now you'll notice at the moment you're trying to use charged Certis quartz. I do not want you to use charged Certis. I want you to use normal Certis quartz. Ooh, actually, hold on a second. Does 1 Certis equal 1 dust? It does, doesn't it? If 1 Certis quartz crushed down is 1 dust, then 1 dust processed is that. If that can turn into the dust, Hold on, I might have just found a cheaty exploit here for unlimited EMC. Not that I need unlimited EMC, like, but... it can make Certis quartz blocks, which can be turned into normal Certis quartz. Yeah, but it's the same EMC. So it's not worth doing. I was just trying to decide whether I should use pure or normal. Considering it's unlimited, I'm just going to say normal. There we go. 16,000 Certis quartz. Again, sort by number of items. Change that. Certis quartz crystals. And oh, look at that, I can't actually make it. The reason for that is you still need a pattern. Make one to start with. I'm going to come into here, I'm going to make a pattern. I'm going to replace you with Certis quartz. Then I'm going to come up to here, put the pattern in there, click on you. There we go. So at the moment, you're crafting one blank pattern with them resources. You'll notice at the moment, though, there's nowhere for me to actually put that recipe. To do that, I'm going to need an interface. Sure, I'm going to make 6 interfaces. But there's also one other thing we're going to need here as well. And another reason I'm doing it this way, we're going to need a molecular assembler. Like that. And what I will do is I'm going to actually pull that crafting table up from the corner there, because I don't need it in there. I'm actually going to use that crafting table to make a molecular assembler. Like so. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in the corner over here. Each side of this molecular assembler can have an interface on it. Like that. And then what I can also do... Oh, perfect. That should be all 8 channels. Oh no, actually. Yeah, 8 channels, yeah. Because there's 6. Plus the 2 is 8 channels. There we go. So now, in theory, I can now do that. I'll be back in just 1 second, guys. And we're back, guys. On this note, I am going to actually end the episode here. It is wrapping up point for the episode, I'm afraid. But as you see, I've just threw the interface in the pattern, sorry, in there, in the interface. And now if I look in the interface terminal, you can see there it is, and I can see the 6 connected from the molecular assembler. These are all them ones I put on there. And now I can come to here, not select anything out of there. And as you can see, if I look in both, then I can now craft patterns. I'm going to craft 128 patterns. Ooh, I need more glowstone and shit. Okay then, never mind. You sure, make me 30 patterns. Start. Boom, and then if I look over there, look, that's why I put the screen on them. So when there's loads of crafting going on, I can come down here and I can watch all the crafting tick down. And if I actually remove one of them, you'll see it crafting in the molecular assembler as well. And then now I can come up to here, find them 30 patterns and put them in there, like that. And on that note, guys, I'm going to end the episode here. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, etc. And I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.